Before you finalize that ticket, before you set that roster, you need the edge. Welcome to the 1 hour window that separates the winners from the losers. We're diving deep into the spreads, the over-unders, the value plays, and the sleepers you must start. Stop guessing and start winning. This is the Gridiron Gurus, providing the ultimate NFL advantage exclusively on the Empty the Bench Network.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Gridiron Gurus, and we've got a pretty much a draft show for you guys tonight. We're gonna go over some things from the NFL draft and you know, some other things too. But why don't we get into our first topic before we do that? But before we do that, I have to remember to suggest it or remind everyone to follow us on YouTube at UTB Network. So please do that. So we're going to start off with winners and losers of the NFL draft. And thanks to Michael, he actually sent me a DraftKings post that gave everyone grades. And I'm going to pull it up on my phone here. So why don't we just do our teams since this is our show. Starting off with the Patriots, it gave them a C. Now I don't know if I necessarily trust DraftKings because of a couple things, but it also is because of the grade that the Bears got, which I will mention in a second. But Ben, what would you give your team as a grade in overall? Do you agree with DraftKings? Do you think it's a little better? What are your thoughts?
I didn't see what they gave us.
DraftKings gave you a C.
A C? I mean, I could get it in some way. I thought, maybe a receiver they could have taken a look at, but
I think they didn't do that because they're going to get AJ Brown.
Yeah. There were reports out. Jeremy Fowler posted that we were looking at Casey Concepcion, who the
Browns took.
The Browns, yeah. So,
which it's important to mention, they actually, and I'm very happy for these two teams because the two teams that DraftKings gave the best grade to are the Browns and the Jets, and they both got A pluses, which I actually agree with because they did have very good drafts. And I have been talking shit about both of them a lot this past offseason. So I'm happy that they actually got a good grade for two teams that have been dog water.
I think I'm just looking at in terms of, so obviously again in the first round pick with Caleb LeBeau at offensive tackle. Does that mean that they go to Will Campbell at guard after his putrid play in the Super Bowl? I doubt it, because listen, I don't think no matter who we put out on that left hand side of the line, I think would have done great against that vaunted defensive front that Seattle had. So I think to an extent it is a little bit. I'm not giving him more of a break, but he wasn't good. I'm not saying that he was good. So maybe Lemieux, I guess he'd be used for more depth. We'll kind of see in terms of how he's been looked at for training camp. But obviously be the number one pick that we had at 28, I think was very, very good. We also had a Gabe Jacques edge in the second round.
Love that kid, by the way. I'm going to his where he came from. So yeah. I know the kid very well. I don't like know him as a person, but he's a great football player. So you guys are getting a dog.
Yeah. So I mean, our edge play, I think, definitely improved there for sure. My favorite pick, though, was in round 3, getting Eli Reardon, the tight end out of Notre Dame. I think tight end play for us was a little bit lackluster last year to an extent, and Drake is obviously very good throwing it across the middle field. And you just have kind of a versatile type of guy. I mean, Austin Hooper obviously was kind of just a depth veteran type of guy, but they obviously moved on from him. And so I think, him behind Hunter Henry, I think, he'll get a chance to play a little bit. And funny enough, the NFL comp that they gave Ardon was Hunter Henry. So they obviously, kind of feel like they have a very similar skill set. And so I think it'll be easier for them to kind of just bounce off in terms of the way that they kind of play. So I think that'll be kind of nice. And then they decided to go, they obviously have a pick around 4, but 5 and 6, they went cornerback and offensive tackle. So they went out of the 6 rounds, they went 2 offensive linemen, which I like a lot. Just obviously having extra depth at the offensive line is always critical. And then, in the second half part, they ended up getting an edge guy, their final pick from Boston College. The Pats always love to bring some like local guys in at some point. And then they also took a quarterback at the back end. They could have gotten a guy like a Klubnik or whatever, but they've got Baron Martin from Texas Tech. So he will be behind Drake and Tommy DeVito. So I think all in all, I mean, I think it was a pretty good, solid overall. I mean, I don't know about a C, maybe a B minus. I think was a decent draft grade that the Pats would have. Because I feel like they kind of addressed pretty much almost every single need that we had a little bit of exposure to last year.
Yeah, sure. And for our respected team, me and Michael, this is where it hurts because DraftKings gave us an F, which is so wrong. I'm not going to say it's an A or anything like that, but Dylan Thiedemann was an A+. Logan Jones, I would say, is a B or a B+. I know it was a little early, but those two picks take care of 2 of our biggest needs. When it came to round 3, that was when it was questionable and everything like that. But and then we got, and in my personal opinion, I think we got tremendous value in day 4 or day 3, with some depth at key positions like cornerback, linebacker, defensive tackle. I'm not giving the Bears an A, but I'd give them a B. I'd give them a B or a B minus. But I'm gonna read off like my winners and losers. I am gonna put the Browns and the Jets as both winners. And I'll give like two more teams that I really like their draft. I like the Giants and I like the Bills. I think they did a good job for the Bills having a first-time head coach in Joe Brady. I think they did a terrific job. And then my losers, I am gonna say the Rams. The Rams are one. The Jaguars are another one. And then my final loser is going to be the Cardinals. I'm sorry, but like taking Jeremiah Love, which he's going to be a great player. It's not that I don't think he's going to be a great player. It's the situation that he's going to. He is worth a top 5 pick, but my thing was there's nobody to block for him in Arizona. So and also Tyler Algier is now in the same situation that he was with the Falcons. He left the Falcons to go be a lead back, and now he's going to be the number 2 because of Jeremiah Love. And Jeremiah Love is going to get $50 million as a rookie. That's insane. So those are my winners and losers. What about you, Michael? What are your thoughts? What are your winners and losers from the NFL draft?
Well, I'm gonna go off this DraftKings one. The Bears being F is ridiculous. I mean, I know you went into it a little bit, but Dylan Thieneman and
Logan Jones
are that makes it a B plus, and then you add our other guys that maybe drops it down to like a B minus, maybe a C plus. But an F is crazy.
It's not an F. I agree with you. It's not an F. It's not last year when we got Loveland and Burden and everything else, but it's a quality draft.
Yeah. But my winners, I mean, how can you not say the Browns and Jets? I mean, they killed it. And the Giants also, I think both New York teams did very good.
Yeah. I just didn't want to choose the whole winners from the DraftKings list. So I went a little off script there, but
yeah,
go ahead.
And then I mean the Raiders too. I mean, I'm going off of it. I think the 5 they have here are perfect winners. Browns, Jets, Giants, Panthers, and Raiders. You know how much I love Gerard McCoy. Them getting him in the 4th round. If he's healthy,
that's an easy A plus.
Yeah, I mean.
Now the thing is, will he be a quality player? Because he has a bone issue.
His knee injury is a lot worse than we thought. That's all it is. So, and then honestly, losers. I mean, the Jags. What are you doing?
They're stupid. They don't. I've read that they don't bring in people for top 30 visits. I don't get that.
Yeah. So what are you doing there? Not taking a running back is crazy. Like, even if it's like in the later rounds, like just not taking a running back is crazy. Don't know what the Seahawks were doing. Their 1st round pick. I mean, you took Jeremiah Love backup. So.
Well, the reason that
he's good, don't get me wrong, but I think they did it just for the 5th round option or 5th year option.
I think you're right.
But I mean, you probably could have got better value there. I don't agree with your Cardinals loser. Like, I think they were middle of the road.
It's not necessarily that I think they're overall a team a loser. I think Jeremiah Love is the loser because he doesn't have.
Well,
protection.
I mean, so I'm just gonna say something. So remember the last year's draft, right?
Yeah.
The Raiders drafted Gentry. Cardinals are doing the same thing I think the Raiders are doing. They drafted a guy they know is a stud. They already have a stud tight end. And then they're gonna get the 1st overall pick, 1st or 2nd overall pick. QBs in the next draft are very good in my opinion. So
you know what, you might be right there.
You have a rebuild all over. Now you're good. You got your quarterback. I don't know how much cap they have next year, but if it's the same as the Raiders, if it's the same as the Raiders, I mean, boom, they're done. They're good.
Yeah, you might be right. No, but I love all your thoughts. That's a very good thought process. Now, going into the next topic, there were a lot of shocking picks from from the draft, in my personal opinion. I have to start out with this one. Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that I don't think it's a good situation for him to go to, because it is a good situation. You get to learn from Matthew Stafford for a year. You get Sean McVay, one of the best play callers, to call your offense when you probably take over. The thing that shocked me the most is Matthew Stafford probably only has 1 to 2 years left of playing quality football. You're at 13.
Which is crazy of him coming off an MVP season.
You're at 13. You are in a prime position to get another pass catcher. Because, Michael, you alluded to this a while ago. Devontae Adams is only on 1 more year in LA. So why didn't you get a guy like Mekhi Lemon? Because Mekhi Lemon was the best available receiver on the board at that point. Yeah. I mean, Mekhi Lemon getting to learn from a guy, 2 guys like Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, forget about it, man. I mean, they would have been Super Bowl favorites again. But outside of that one, there are a few others. Arvell Reese not going in the top 3 was very surprising for me. Sonny Styles dropping out of the top 5 was a little shocking. Caleb Downs to the Cowboys at 12. That's going to be a good pick for them. I did not expect that to happen. I thought he was going to the Giants at 10, honestly. But the Giants, they got some great players. They got Arvell Reese and Fonga.
Fonga.
I don't know how to say his first name. The tackle from Miami. So that's going to be pretty good. But what about you, Ben? What were your shocking picks, if you have any others besides the ones that I mentioned? You're muted, Ben.
Yeah, I would say pretty much everything you said, Grant. I mean, the Jeremiah Love pick, I think, was very, very interesting. Because the Cardinals don't have a lot of beef on that front. So it's like, who's going to be protecting him to get these lanes? Because he's obviously a very, very explosive guy. The Caleb Downs move, I thought the Giants were going to go for him. I actually picked the Giants to get him beforehand. That didn't happen. And yeah, I mean, I would say Arvell Reese going down a little bit there was a little surprising. Thought maybe the team would be able to get him a little bit earlier on. And then the Ty Simpson move for sure. I thought that the Rams are definitely not going to go a quarterback like him for that. But that's obviously why the draft's the draft, because there's a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah, there is. Michael, do you have anything to say, or did you and me
Caleb Banks going to the Vikings? That was very surprising. And then honestly, our pick, Dylan Thieneman, dropping to 25.
Well, the thing was,
that was surprising as Bears fans. That was surprising to us because we thought he would for sure be a Viking.
A Viking. And I actually have something to say about that. The reason that I think that happened, for one, I think Caleb Downs dropping from top 5 to 12 or 11, I think that helped. But also, I think the fact that the Vikings didn't actually have a general manager. They had like a interim because they fired their previous one after the hiring cycle. I think that's how they messed up, because the interim didn't know what he was doing. And I mean, I love that we got Dylan Thieneman, because then we might have reached on, a second round safety, based on based on what happened in the
Oh,
draft.
and then I got another one. The other safety,
From LSU
that went
or
to the Browns. The one that went to the Browns.
Toledo. Emmanuel McNeil Warren. Yeah.
Yeah, EMW going to the Browns in the second round, pick 58.
58. Yeah, he was.
That's crazy because in our podcast, we thought we'd get him for the Bears at 25.
And then the day before the draft, reports said that McNeil Warren would drop. And sometimes when they say that, it means they'll drop only 3 or 4 picks, but this was a huge one.
He'll drop maybe front run or first picks in the second round. That's
that's where I thought he was gonna go. In the beginning of this first round, in the second round, but he was in the middle of the second round. It was
end.
Yeah, it was actually very close to the end. Yeah, because we were at 57 and 60. Now the next topic for me is kind of hard because I don't know how I can tell who could go from worst to first. I might need some help with this guys. Do either of you want to go first?
I mean, I can go. I mean, the Giants can go from worst to first.
That's actually that one's a good one.
Another one, I mean, technically they were the worst in our division. The Lions could go worst to first.
I don't think they will.
I don't think they will either, but they could just because of the talent on that team.
And I don't think were the Chiefs the worst? They weren't the worst, right?
No, the Raiders were.
Okay, well they won't go from worst to first.
But I mean, weren't the Bengals worst? I don't see him going to first, and then I think honestly the Saints. I can see the Saints going from worst to first.
Well, they did get Jordan Tyson, which I'm gonna say it actually. That was a little bit of a surprise for me.
For sure, because I thought they would trade up to 3 and take Reese or Bailey.
I thought that Tyson was gonna go to the Giants at 10 because they met with him, they had dinner with him and all that stuff, and they said they really loved him, but they because I thought that they'd need an extra receiver. But it's funny, Malik Neighbors was on someone's podcast, and he was happy when they didn't take Tyson at 5 because if they did, they would have had to pay him and Tyson at the same time, so it wouldn't have worked out very well. Who else could go from worst to first? I don't think
Commanders were third, but healthy Jaden Daniels, they can go from third to first.
That's a good one. What about you, Ben? You have any other names or any other teams that you think could go from worst to first?
Yeah, I was going to say Commanders because, healthy Jaden Daniels helps a lot. Cincy, I think, getting Dexter Lawrence definitely should help their run stuffing defense.
Yeah, and after losing Hendrickson, they needed the big man. So that makes sense. It's just, who are the Bengals in the division with?
Ravens, Steelers, and Browns.
Well,
technically the Browns were the worst, but
now with an offensive coach, they could go from worst to first, and they had a great draft.
It's just tough with the two quarterbacks in Lamar and Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Especially if both of them are healthy, which is an if nowadays.
That's true. That is an if. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, football is technically back because rookie minicamps are starting right now. Or in the next like couple weeks. I think the latest they start is like May.
Oh, wait, I got another one. Just
Sure, go
popped to
ahead.
mind. The Titans.
That's a good one.
I forgot
And
about that.
Carnell Tate to them was a little surprising for me.
See, the only reason why I'm saying the Titans is because they're in the division with Colts, Jags, and who else is in that division?
Colts,
Jags,
Texans.
Yeah.
Texans. There we go.
I mean, I don't see them being better than the Texans. Honestly, it's just like I could see them make a playoff run if Cam Ward is what we think he's going to be. I think he's going to be good. So.
Well, with Carnell Tate, it'll definitely be helpful.
Yeah, and they got Wan'Dale Robinson.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They got some good people. So preseason rankings, I'm gonna have to pull this up. Let me pull that up.
I mean, when I was thinking about this one, and like I'm going off of like what I think the rankings will be.
Mm-hmm.
Like who I think are the top 10 teams, and right now, I think your top 3 are the Rams, 49ers. I think Rams, 49ers, and Patriots, because I think they're going to get A.J. Brown, and that just makes them
so much better.
Insane. So, yeah, so I'm going to put those as my top 3 in any order. And then, honestly, like these are like your like 4 through about 8 that are interchangeable. I'm going to put Bears, Bills, Chiefs if Mahomes starts right away.
Sure.
I think the Ravens if they're healthy, and the Texans. Even though I did say previous, I think the Titans can go from worst to first, but I do think the Texans defense is just that good. So those are like my top 8 for preseason.
So
yeah,
this is mine. My top 5 at least. I think, and I could be. I'm not going homer pick, but I'm kind of just going with whatever type of pick. I think Kansas City has a very good response here, whether people want to like it or not. Getting Rasheed back. I mean, Kelsey's obviously back, even though he's getting another year older. I think Mahomes is going to do everything that he can to get back on that field because he knows that essentially what happened last year was not enough. And I think in the draft, they really added a lot defensively, which obviously was their massive strong suit. Though their weakness, I'm sorry. So I think that they're going to be up there for another Super Bowl run for sure this year.
I can agree.
I think my number 2 is going to be the Green Bay Packers. I think that the Green Bay Packers, I know for you guys' sake, you guys not going to like it, but I think just it's a very complete team. And I think with the loss of Micah Parsons, they really, of course, lost a lot defensively last year. I think if he is healthy, he changes a lot. And yes, they obviously lost Romeo Doubs, but getting Jaden Reed, obviously have your running game, and of course the coaching. I think it's going to work a lot. I really like their defense when it's humming. So go Kansas City 1, the Packers 2, 3. I am going to go with gonna go with the.
You could put your team there. I
Well,
do
no,
think
they're my top 5, but I have to kind of see in terms of the finish line with AJ. But I think I'm gonna go with the Texans at number 3 because of their defense. I'm really prideful in terms of defense. So I like the Texans this year a lot. I think they have another good year for sure, and I think that CJ has a response type of year. They rebound. D'Amico Ryans is a coach that is a very, very solid coach, and as a team, I think out of our run last year in the playoffs, that if you play that team maybe 9 out of 10 times, they have a good chance to maybe win a couple of those because that defense is the best in the league. So I got them, and then I'll probably go with the Pats at number 4. I do think we have a little bit of a regression this year because of our schedule. I'm obviously not going to say it that way, but getting AJ, I think, will still help us win, I would say, about 10 to 11 games. And with our defense, I still think it's going to be very, very solid. So I got us at number 4. And then at number 5, I forgot, actually, you know what? Change up the Packers pick. I'm flipping them. I'm going to go with the Rams at number 2. I think that the Rams, to me, just have a much more electrifying offense. And I'm going to go with the Packers at number 5. And then my teams to watch out for, obviously, going to be the Bears. I think that you guys obviously are going to be a very, very
at least that's on the list.
Yeah. I think that you guys are going to have a very, very good squad this year for sure, just like last year. And just like I said, the Patriots obviously played the Seahawks. I think it was 9-10 years ago, and they won. Last year they lost to them. The previous year beforehand, was it Kansas City? No, Eagles won against Kansas City, right? I think. And now with the Bears, the Bears have a chance to go all the way. I think they have a lot of pieces there that can make it happen. But I do think I have them on the outside looking in. And then the Bills, I can't obviously, Josh Allen. He's obviously going to be a pest no matter what. Obviously with their new coaching staff should be very, very fascinating. So I do question about that a bit, but Josh Allen is one of the best in the league. Can't deny that. And just he's obviously up there in terms of quarterbacks. So they're obviously going to be a big problem again. So I think for me, you can make a lot of big things, but I'm taking a big belief this year in Kansas City response. I got them at 1. My number 2, I'm going to go with the Rams. And then from there on, it's kind of like the field. I think, I think Texans because of their defense, and then Pats and Packers, I was probably saying that top 5. Another team to watch out for, of course, too, is Denver with their defense. They are
good one.
They're an absolute problem, and I think Bo Nix has another really good year this year. So it's a lot of good teams, and I didn't even put in Philly. And I think that the Eagles, yes, they're going to lose AJ, but I think with the addition of Mekhi Lemon,
they'll be fine.
Another really good tight end. I don't think that they're going to skip a beat this year. I know a lot of people think that they're going to fall off, but I do think they're going to be very, very good again this year. I think Devontae Smith is really going to emerge as the number 1 receiver. With Jalen Hurts, I think the firing of Kevin Patullo is really going to be a big boost for them because they needed to change up some of their offensive game plan from in-game from the first half to the second half and a lot of times last year and never worked out. And obviously they have their offensive line still as one of the best in the league. So cannot forget about Philly as well.
Yeah, for me,
Yeah.
I'm going to go.
I was going to say something.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Micah. Yeah, go ahead.
With the Texans and the Eagles, it all depends on how the quarterbacks play.
Mm-hmm.
If they play like how they can, their team to be they're Super Bowl contenders, both those teams. If they play how they did last year, they're wild card at best. That's just how it is. Go ahead.
I agree.
Yeah, so for me, I'm kind of cheating, but I'm gonna read the list off of like the internet, and it says so.
Well, we came up with our own, right?
Man, all right. I'm I'll come up with my own. I'll do my best. All right, let's see. I mean, you have to have the Seattle Seahawks and the Rams in your top 5 because I mean, yes, they might have lost on some key positions, but they rebuilt them, and with Matthew Stafford, with the Rams, they're always going to be Super Bowl contenders. So I think I'm going to put the Seahawks at 1, the Rams at 2. Let's see. Think. I'll put the Ravens at 3 because I mean, if Lamar can come back healthy, they got the guard from Penn State. They do have a new head coach, so that will that is going to be a question mark. But Jesse Minter is a great great play caller for defenses, and we'll see how the Declan Doyle does in his first year of play calling officially. 4, I'm gonna put the Chiefs because you got Mansour Delane. That's a great get at the beginning of the first round, and then you got Peter Woods, wasn't it? Or was it TJ Park? No, it was Peter Woods. So they rebuilt their defense because I think Peter Woods is going to be the eventual Chris Jones replacement, and to get to learn from him for a couple years, that's awesome. And at number 5, I'm gonna put the Bears. I'm gonna put the Bears. And it's part of a little bit of bias, but if you have Ben Johnson and this coaching staff, you will get to the playoffs. You can get to the playoffs. I mean, I know that some Bears fans might not be very happy that we didn't add great anything to the defensive line or anything like that, but you have to remember most of our defense was injured last year. If we can get them back healthy and they can play, most of the year, this team is going to look so different. I do think that the Bears will be now I don't know if I put them I don't think the NFL is going to put them in the top 5 of preseason rankings, but I would say that they're in the top 10. So I can't wait to see what they do next year. Going into the next topic, this is the fun one because this could go multiple directions. Who do we think could win Offensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year?
You want to go first? Go ahead.
For me, with Defensive Rookie of the Year, I think it's gonna have to go. It's gonna have to go to. I'll give 3 names. I think it's gonna go to either David Bailey, Arvell Reese, or Caleb Downs. With Offensive Rookie of the Year, this is actually where it gets hard because I don't think Mendoza will win it because I don't think he's starting right away. I'll say Carnell Tate could be one. Maybe Jeremiah Love and what's another?
I got a really good one.
So do I.
One that you might not expect, but you could definitely have a feel it could happen.
Is it the Saints guy?
No.
That's who I think.
I'm trying to think of one more name that was offense, but a lot of tackles went. Maybe just because they're so bad, I'll throw this name out there. KC Conception. I think that might be a sleeper. I think that might be a sleeper.
All right, so for me, my offensive rookie of the year is going to be Mekhi Lemon from Philly.
Damn it! Why didn't I think of that for? Oh,
I think
the reason that I didn't think of that is because their offense is primarily ran through Jalen Hurts running the football. That's why I didn't think of it.
Yeah.
Sorry,
and my
go ahead.
wild card is from the Jets, the tight end they got.
Sadiq,
yeah.
I thought about it, but at the same time, I just don't know how good the quarterback play is going to be there. That's
Well,
my
I
problem.
think even if the quarterback play isn't great, like I feel like he'll still get his production. Like look at Mason Taylor. Like Mason Taylor, I thought last year,
Fair.
like wasn't like the problem per se. It was more of in terms of who was passing the ball, and he still put up decent stats. I mean, it's not was ungodly stats per se, but for the Jets standpoint of things, like if they got kind of what they got on Mason Taylor this past year, for a young kid, I mean, I would sign up for it, I think, in a heartbeat. So, the Jets, listen, I think their quarterback situation is still a mess, even though he owns us. So I'm not looking forward to that, but maybe him going back to be a Jet uniform maybe turns the tide a little bit because the last 2 years, Geno Smith has came into Foxborough and won. One as a Raider and then one as a Seahawk the year before. So, but yeah, I think the Sadiq guy from the Jets and then Lemon. And then my defense, oh man. I'm gonna go Caleb Downs. I'm a little biased by Ohio State, but I think him and
Ohio
Dallas.
State does a very good job with defensive backs.
Yeah,
So
I think him and
very
Dallas
good
is gonna feast. So I'm gonna go with Caleb.
And I just gotta say it, for the Cowboys to get him, that was a very good pick for them. Like you're always, since Jerry Jones is the GM and the owner, I always sometimes question what he does. I didn't question that. That was like good pick, Jerry. That was the right pick to make. Like, I didn't say that on the stream when we were live, but like I was like, good for Jerry finally picking the right player. Because but Michael, what about you? What are your? Well, I know your offensive rookie of the year because you said it, but go ahead,
Yeah.
go into detail.
Well, so here's the thing: offensive rookie of the year. If Mendoza plays, it's gonna be Mendoza.
Even
No,
if he plays half the year.
if he plays 12 games or more, which I don't think is gonna happen. I don't think they'll rush him like that. But if he does, he'll win offensive rookie of the year. But who I think is gonna win, I think Jordan Tyson has a very good shot in that Saints offense because you finally have a full year of Tyler Shaw, which I thought was a terrible pick at first, but he's proving me wrong.
It's working out right now.
So,
it's working out.
So I think he will be my offensive rookie of the year, and then obviously if Mendoza plays, I think he's gonna win it. But then Jeremiah Love as well, because who knows what that offense does? Like, say he rushes for, I don't think this will happen, but like, say he just rushes for like 1,100 yards and gets 12 touchdowns somehow, like that, he's winning offensive rookie of the year by a
Yeah, no, it's possible. It's possible for sure.
But that offensive line is not that good, so I don't think that will happen. And then defensive rookie of the year, I mean, watch out for Sonny Styles. I mean, watch out for that.
Yeah, I mean, I had him as a top 5 pick. He goes number 7 to the Commanders, which is still great. And I think Dan Quinn got his guy and honestly, I'm surprised. I thought that he would be, top 5. I didn't think he was going to get out the top 10, but like I didn't think 7 either. But good for the Commanders because Dan Quinn. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, keep on going.
I think that Dan Quinn might this year might be like the decision year if they move on from him. And from the draft, I think he made a very good case to keep him around. But like, up in, like last year, after going 11-6, his first year as the Commanders coach, he went what? Oh God, what was their record? Well, it was worse, and
Yeah.
and it
I think it was flipped. I think it was 6-11.
Ooh, that does not look good. If he could get to like 9 or 10 wins, he'll stay. But if it's below that, I think you might have to bite the bullet and get a new guy in. I am not hoping for that because I like Dan Quinn as a coach, but it has to be talked about. But go ahead, Michael. What were you gonna say?
Well, I think Sonny Styles will win Defensive Rookie of the Year, but then I have 3 who I think could be like
Dark horses.
well, yeah, Arvell Reese. I do think Caleb Downs, and it's a little homer pick, but Dylan Thieneman. I do think those 2 safeties, if they play like how we think they're gonna play, it's gonna be a 1-2 race between them 2. Just because I think they're that good. So
That's
but
a good
I do think
pick.
Sonny Styles will win it, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't put the Bears guy in there as much as I would love to say that, like, because we do have what's his Al Harris as our DB coach, and Kevin Byard had 7 interceptions as a 32-year-old, and this guy is 21 and much faster and just getting in the league, but like, so it could happen, but like, I don't know if any like rookie awards has ever gone to a Bears player because we usually suck.
Yeah.
But I like that you threw him out there.
Yeah.
Now,
I just thought, since you didn't, I'd throw him out there.
Now this I don't really want to talk about, but we have to because it pertains to someone that us Bears fans don't really like, in Aaron Rodgers. The Steelers have placed the unrestricted free agent tender on Aaron Rodgers, which means he can't play for anyone else, and he can't sign with the team until training camp, but he gets a 10% raise. He signed for like $13 million last year, so he gets like $15 million. I don't know. Like, I don't know if he actually plays for the Steelers. I mean, in my personal opinion, a good thing to do is figure that out before the draft. But it came out that they we're going to use the free agency tender on him after the draft, like 2 or 3 days ago. So I mean, I don't think the Steelers are on the Bears schedule, so that means that we don't have to play Aaron Rodgers, and that's great. I don't want to play Aaron Rodgers because I hate him. And I think he just needs to hang it up. I mean, if he plays this year, I think he plays one more year. I don't think he plays after this year. But I don't know. Like, Aaron Rodgers is really an unpredictable human being because he first said that he did that darkness retreat, which was crazy, and then decided to play. I wonder what he's doing right now to figure out if he's going to play or not. But what are your guys' thoughts on this?
I mean, personally, I don't want to see him play anymore. I mean, I'm just sick of him at this point.
Yeah.
That's me being a Bears fan, but I also do think he didn't look great last year. Except for like the first 2 games. But I mean, they drafted Drew Aller. They have Will Howard. Like, they have young guys. I mean, like, I don't think their roster right now is really built for a Super Bowl.
Yeah, worth winning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, there's no point really to me for him to play. But I mean, if he plays, I think he plays like 6 games. max, and then he'll fake an injury and then retire.
I could
But
see
I mean,
that.
it is for $15 million. But does he need $15 million? Probably not. But
No,
everyone does
he
need
does not.
$15 million nowadays. So you never know.
Yeah, he doesn't need $15 million. I mean, young quarterbacks now make, triple that almost. Yeah, triple that. But what about you, Ben? Do you have anything to say on this, or?
Not really. I think just Rodgers is doing his typical Rodgers drama stuff on the off season.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good.
And
yeah.
I mean, he looks at the situation. He'll be there at training camp. They'll figure out probably a 1-year deal to sweeten out, and he'll probably play for a final year and then go through the same phase again next offseason.
Yeah, I agree with you. And there's one more thing that actually just happened like a couple minutes ago or a couple hours ago. The Colts will not pick up the 5th-year team option for quarterback Anthony Richardson, which makes complete sense. I think he was overhyped in terms of in terms of where he was drafted because like he only played 1 year in Florida. He had a gruesome injury this past year. Well, one that was kind of out of the ordinary, and then one gruesome injury. But I don't know if he can, everyone's saying that he could go somewhere and he could do a Daniel Jones, or he could be like Sam Darnold. I don't know where he goes, where he's successful. Do you guys have any thoughts on that at all?
See, here's my thing. So I think he's still there, right?
He's still there. Yes.
I think so. Daniel Jones, he's not starting the year, right? Most likely.
Don't think so. I don't think so.
If he doesn't start the year, I think AR should start. You increase his trade value for some teams, and then when Daniel Jones comes back, you put Daniel Jones back in, and then you trade AR.
It's like Russell Wilson. I think just he needs to have a change of scenery because the talent's there, the raw abilities there. I saw Richardson play against my Pats in person a couple years ago when he had a game-winning drive on us. Unfortunately enough, but you can kind of see like if he gets into an overall place that feels comfortable with him. I'm not saying he has elite talent per se, but I do think that something is there where some team can unlock him, and he has ability. There's no denying it.
No, there's no denying that at all. I just don't know, if he can be successful. Like I'm trying to think of teams that are a run heavy team that could use a quarterback. I can't say the Ravens because I know that because Lamar's there. But if you wanted a backup for Lamar that was actually more of a quality backup, Richardson might be a quality backup. Trying to think of other teams that run the ball with their quarterback a lot.
But here's my thing with AR. I mean, we think of him as a runner, but that arm talent, his arm talent is so good. Like he can sling the ball, has a lot of he could throw a 75 yard pass and make it look easy.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's why I'm saying you start him, increase his trade value a little bit more, so where the Colts could probably get a 5th, maybe if he plays insane, a 4th round pick, and then you put Daniel Jones back in. That's what I'm saying. And then I think maybe a team like the Jets or the Dolphins, stuff like that. Teams that, or the Cardinals maybe, just for a year.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I think Anthony Richardson would be an upgrade over Jacoby Brissett for sure. But
because he has, I think AR has a crazy ceiling. But the floor is also crazy low.
Yeah, he could be I don't mean that he has a lack of work ethic, but his floor could be like a Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah.
Like, and then his ceiling could be like, since I did the floor, I want to do the ceiling. I don't know. His ceiling could be this is hard, actually, now that I'm trying to think of it. Would you guys have a ceiling for him in terms of a player?
For Richardson?
Yeah.
I think a better version of Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
That's actually not a bad comparison. I didn't think of Tyrod Taylor.
A little bit bulkier, but I think that they have a very similar, like, on the run play style. Like, I think both of them are serviceable, but I wouldn't obviously put my franchise around him without somebody else.
No, I wouldn't either. But what other fifth year options weren't taken up? Because we do have a couple more minutes here. I wanna have those couple more minutes filled up so we can be at 7, not early. I don't want to end early. Who else didn't get picked up? Broderick Jones, I remember that. Let me look up on Twitter real quick.
I don't know who did or did not get picked up, but I know the DK Metcalf isn't facing criminal charges. So that's
that's a good one.
Altercation with the Lions fan. So I mean that's good for him.
That is good for him
because I love DK personally. Being an Ole Miss fan, I love DK. But
here's another one. That happened a couple days ago. Jack Campbell got his 5th year option declined, but that's not because they don't want him back. It's just the fact that the option would have paid him nearly $22,000 or $22 million, and no off-ball linebacker currently makes that much. So that's another one that was declined. Let's see.
And they're probably just going to give him a contract.
Yeah, they'll give him a contract. I mentioned Broderick Jones. Yeah, I mean, let's talk about the DK thing a little bit for a few minutes. I mean, I didn't think that he was going to get criminal charges, or not criminal charges, but I thought he might get a fine like from the NFL, which I'm pretty sure that he did. But like I didn't think that he was going to get in immense trouble for that. He'll get something, but it's not that big of a deal. I mean, Ben, what are your thoughts on the DK Metcalf situation?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how things go with him, but I mean, hopefully it doesn't linger on for his overall play for this year.
Yeah, and because his overall play, I don't know, because we again don't know who the quarterback's going to be there quite yet. So like his overall play is going to be dependent on who the quarterback is. We don't know if it's going to be Aaron Rodgers. I mean, yes, he was given that tender, but he hasn't signed it yet. So that means that he is not employed by a team right now. Like he has something waiting from the Steelers, but he has to sign it to play. Like he could pull a Marshawn Lynch and not sign anything and not play for a year, and then somehow decide to come back. With him being 42, I don't see that happening, but it's just something that might happen. But we'll see about that. What do we have anything else that we could say? Or I mean, I don't want to end this too short, but I don't know what else we could say. I I think that's going to be it for today.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next Friday for more Gridiron Gurus. We'll have to see what is going on in the NFL world at that time, because this next week is kind of like a dry spell, because like
Big dry spell.
because like the rookie mini camps and all that stuff, like they start after May. Like I think they might start May 8th, and it's May 1st, so that would be next Friday would be May. No,
May
next Friday
8th.
would be May 8th. So we'll probably talk about rookie mini camps for some teams, because some teams start later. But at least we know something. But that's all for today. So hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next week.